How does it feel to have lived long enough to see all of your favorite franchises go down in flames?
Feels great.
There had been hope that the 10th Doctor, David Tennant, could revive the series from the smouldering corpse that was the 13th Doctor, to rise like a phoenix from the ashes and usher in a new age of excellent science fiction, washing off the stink of the flux in the Timeless Child, which in one, most of the universe had been destroyed, and the other, a retcon of the Doctor's past to change the very essence of the character. In these 3 episodes, they are meant to bring back fans and celebrate Doctor Who, creating excitement for the new series and the Doctor. Is that what we got? No, unfortunately not. It is more of the same in a new coat of paint. None of the changes all fans wanted to see has happened, and in fact has been reinforced by these 3 episodes. The first of the 3, The Star Beast, an episode of Doctor Who, made for children, with the subtlety to match. The monster itself could have worked, the cute monster that is evil, and the seemingly more monstrous aggressive aliens being the good guys, but it just ends up being forgettable. The main problem occurs with the main cast of the Doctor and his former companion, Donna Noble, with her surrounding family. The episode begins with exposition about how Donna gained the power of the Time Lord to save the universe, but in doing so, all that knowledge overloaded her mind, slowly killing her, so the Doctor makes her forget everything after they met, thus saving her. But should she ever remember, she will die.
Can't you make her better?
Stop it.
No, but you're so clever. Can't you bring her memory back?
If she ever remembers me, her mind will burn and she will die.
And then sometimes I see this look on her face, like she's so sad that she can't remember why.
She will never know. And, it's so sad that she will probably just not reach any potential because she doesn't know she's got any, but hopefully she'll be happy.
It's desperately, bitterly sad that Donna will never remember any of the extraordinary things that she's experienced. It's desperately sad for the Doctor as well.
Just saying, or a passing word, however, is fine.
Hello? I was just going.
Yeah, see ya.
Talking about or seeing aliens and him having 2 hearts is a big no-no.
Because if Donna ever remembers me, she will die.
So what would the Doctor do when running into her again? Surely one of the smartest beings in the universe would be trying everything to prevent this from occurring, with clever wordplay and tricks, right? Nope, just openly chatting about it right in front of her.
You've got 2 hearts. So do I.
You've got what?
No getting her to leave, knocking her out, clever wordplay, tricks, using that intelligence. He does none of this. When he knows, and it was stated at the start of the show, if she remembers, it will kill her.
Because if Donna ever remembers me, she will die.
I will say though, the mother of Donna, on the other hand, reacts like you would expect, trying to protect her daughter from remembering.
There's no such thing as spaceships.
And seeing the Doctor who may trigger those memories, she even tries to prevent him from getting close to Donna. There are flashes of the old Doctor and Donna now and then during the episode, but never fully gets back into the role for me, being saddled with the rubbish in this episode. Eventually getting to Donna remembering everything and sacrificing herself to save thousands of lives. But wait, there's a twist. Donna is now fine. Because of her child Rose, they have split the power, you see, and they can both let it go at any time they wish. But because the Doctor is now a man, he cannot understand, completely destroying that old good story arc of the Doctor Donna while insulting the Doctor at the same time.
We know everything, thanks.
And you know nothing. It's a shame you're not a woman anymore. Because you'd have understood.
We've got all that power, but there is a way to get rid of it. Something a male-presenting Time Lord will never understand.
Joking! You're joking! I can't believe my ears! Would someone shut this fella up?
The Doctor, who has been a woman before, having all her memories and emotions.
Let me go!
Also, the history of the Doctor is full of his self-sacrifice and letting go of the power he has, or could even gain with all his knowledge. There's even an episode about a time when the Doctor decided this time he will use his knowledge to play God when he believes he shouldn't, and the consequences of that action in the waters of Mars.
It's taken me all these years to realise the laws of time are mine, and they will obey me!
The Time Lord victorious.
But let's forget those small parts, shall we? Minor details. I can only think Rose was created for these moments, and other lines throughout the episode, like the dead naming and the pronouns, bringing up modern day first world problems.
Of dead naming. Rose at one point is dead named in the street by some kids calling her by her dead name. I personally think we should stare into difficult stuff like this.
With an alien thousands of years old who has never bothered about it before, and probably sees it as a silly little distraction in the grand scheme of things. That is something humans do now.
So what do you think?
It just creates unnecessary, divisive noise. let alone the silly parts with the reporter being thrown into the back of a van live on air, to the rocket wheelchair. Oh, and one last line to emasculate the doctor before they leave.
A lot of husbands would worry. Me, in a box, with another man.
Yeah, but not him.
It was a bad episode of Doctor Who, soon to be forgotten. The Well Blue Yonder, the second episode, now follows just the Doctor and Donna, a bottle episode almost entirely on a spaceship without the TARDIS, having been damaged by Donna, and on repair mode. But before we get to that, it's impossible not to comment on the race swap of Isaac Newton. There's no logical or story reason for this change, but this quote by Stephen Moffat, who has written for Doctor Who before, gives insight. Got to tell a lie. We'll go back into history and there'll be black people where historically there wouldn't have been. To hell with it, as he's a real historic figure with images of what he looks like, and the stupid Mavity joke instead of gravity because of meeting him was just forced and weird all round. This episode was average in terms of Doctor Who, for the most part, with some problems here and there, with certain lines with a few tweaks. It would have been better for me, like taking out the reinforcing of the Timeless Child storyline, the Doctor possibly being gay, and Donna kinda guessed it parts.
Was it me, or was Isaac Newton hot?
He was, wasn't he? He was so hot.
Well, it was never that far from the surface, mate. I always thought...
The big one, though, to fix this episode would have been the slow self-destruct part being changed. If the captain wanted to blow up the ship, you would think they could do it in a matter of minutes at most, with the creature being unable to stop them, or setting things in motion that would lead to a catastrophic failure, causing it to blow up, rather than a robot slowly walking down a corridor to eventually push a button years later. As for the monster that caused this, an evil mirror version of yourself that quickly over time learns all your memories and thoughts, with a process sped up the quicker you think, using fear to its advantage, was interesting. It would have been even better if there was a stronger horror vibe throughout, but it was a marked improvement for me, compared to the first episode, exploring the minds and emotions of the Doctor and Donna. On to the last of the three, The Giggle, an episode with parts I liked and didn't. The best parts all centre around the Toymaker, played well by Neil Patrick Harris.
Is that real hair?
Yeah. I was just sticking on the hair myself. I cut it off the head of a beautiful lady. She will not miss it, but then she will never miss anything ever again.
And especially when the Doctor first meets him, again with Donna and as his playground. These were by far the best parts of episode 3, combined for me. The story for this episode starts in the Wild Blue Yonder, where the Doctor uses a superstition and myth to trick the creatures mirroring them at the edge of the universe. This then allows the Toymaker to enter the universe, and most likely more myths in the future to come to life. The Toymaker then proceeds to play games with many beings across the universe until arriving at Earth, which sounds interesting, but we never get to see. The storyline is very similar to The Sound of Drums, with the Master and his Archangel network.
It's gone worldwide. They've got 15 satellites in orbit. Even the other networks, they're all carried by Archangel.
It's in the phones. There it is. That rhythm, it's everywhere. Ticking away in the subconscious.
What is it, mind control?
No. Subtler than that. Any stronger people would question it, but contained in that rhythm, in layers of code, vote sacks. Believe in me.
While the Archangel network is made for you to agree with the Master and trust him, the Toymaker instead embeds a laugh, or a giggle if you will, in the first ever TV broadcast that eventually will cause humans to believe their opinions are always supreme over others, always right, spreading chaos and division.
I made every opinion supreme. That's the game of the 21st century. They shout, and they type, and they cancel. So I fixed it. Now everybody wins.
And everyone loses.
That is the game of the 21st century, not like people have always done that. It comes off as the writers having very thin skin to different opinions and critiques of their work that are boring or change the characters and world in some way to fit their contrived story. As the writers are forcing themselves into the world, people don't want you to change the past because you don't like it or think it's wrong. Case in point with Russell T Davies, the writer of this show, and Davros, changing the character because he does not want wheelchairs to be associated with evil when it was a machine keeping him alive.
He's a wheelchair user who is evil. And I had problems with that, and a lot of us on the production team had problems with that, of associating disability with evil.
And many people have pointed this out, and going by this line of thought, people have even stated, will he now take out the Cybermen? As that surely is making people think prosthetics are also evil? Or with him forcing his own politics and opinion into the show, it is very tone deaf to believe their opinions are supreme, because he thinks those are important. Russell, do you not see the irony of the whole giggle episode? About your opinion being right and forcing it on others? No? Guess not. Anyway, back to the episode. I feel the destruction and problems the giggle was causing needed to be shown off a bit more, as it seemed very small scale, a fight here and there, a few fires, and one plane crashing, not the downfall of society, like told.
Here's Detroit. And here's Detroit after the attack. Oh my god.
I liked when the Doctor and Donna were in the Toymaker's domain, with the demonic dolls and the person puppet on strings controlled by the Toymaker. It would have been good to lean more into the strange horror and whimsy of a god like the Toymaker, like when they return to the present in the Unit HQ, as the Toymaker plays with everyone to show how powerless they are to stop him, turning bullets into petals and humans into balls with a single touch. It was all good in my opinion. Once again, many similarities to the Master in the sound of drums, however the rest not so much. The games the Toymaker plays are very basic, first highest card wins, then catch. Really? Any human could have played against him and won. There was no need for the Doctor. His trademark quick thinking and intelligence were never used. Every member of unit could play the highest card, with some winning, others losing, and gain huge benefits, saving the people who were killed earlier, nullifying all the Toymaker's wins, ending world hunger, fixing the flux, among many others. Also, that game of catch was terrible, and boring to watch. I could not believe this was how they decided to defeat the Toymaker. For one, they never stated the Toymaker could not use his powers. He could have made copies of himself. Like shown earlier, he could have opened the door to catch the ball before it hit the ground, or throw it through the door at the Doctor at unexpected angles. With all his powers, the Doctor would never have won, and since no rules were put in place to prevent the Toymaker, it would not be cheating.
But he'll cheat.
No, shame. That's the one thing he won't do.
I was expecting the Doctor to use a loophole or vague wording in the rules to outwit the Toymaker at his own game. Maybe some mind games here and there, distracting him with no-win games like tic-tac-toe to cause frustration, or the futility of his actions, like in war games. You know, a reason why it had to be the Doctor playing the game. The cards were pure chance, I could go with that. But this was rubbish. Nothing. Why does the puppet human go back to normal when the Master stays as a gold tooth? Are all games nullified? That the Toymaker won? Not sure. Now the elephant in the room, the bi-generation. You get it? I'm trying to be subtle, said no one.
I thought I was
Let's break it down. For starters, the companion's going over to the Doctor to hold him. Bad idea. Regeneration can be a rather explosive event. That they would know, a minor thing, but still. The real problems start with the Doctor splitting, like mitosis. Once again, changing the whole Doctor Who lore. Is this due to the Toymaker making a jigsaw out of the Doctor's past? I'm not sure. That's what some people say.
Toymaker says, I made a jigsaw out of your history. Which again is part of his whole loosening the rules, the Doctorverse. You know, was the Doctor half human when he was Paul McGann? You know, is he a timeless child? Is he this? It just relaxes the rules, say he is whatever you want it to be.
Right.
Well, you can just fill in the blanks for the writers, I guess. The Doctor supposedly splits in two to get rid of emotional baggage. We, the fans of the character, the story, and the universe, called canon, that make up who the Doctor is. And with the commentary from Russell T Davies, it becomes even worse. Just listen.
So the whole timeline bi-generated then.
That was it in that moment.
Yes.
The Toymaker did
Mr.
it.
McCoy woke up in a drawer in a morgue in San Francisco.
Unfortunately, nobody's got him out yet, so he's still in there.
Constantly regenerating. Dies over and over again.
So just believe what you like. Who cares about the history and lore and the story that created the franchise? He has now said that every Doctor now has had a bi-generation, retroactively going back every Doctor. So 14 splits if you add the Timeless Child into this. The number shoots up. There's also been 2 David Tennants at the same time, as he is the 10th and 14th Doctor. Some have said this is like the multiverse with the MCU, but from what we have seen, both Doctors are in the same universe, for bi-generation, not a different one. It then brings up what happens when the Doctor dies. Does he then just split again, making the existing version almost immortal, and fill in the universe with Doctors without a TARDIS? Well, unless you have a cartoon hammer to make a new one. Ugh. It also creates a problem that every Doctor is alive. While this was true to a certain extent, with the ability to travel through time, they had a start and an end to their story that they fought for, tooth and nail.
Even if I change, it feels like dying. Everything I am dies. Some new man goes sauntering away. And I'm dead.
Their lives could intersect for a brief moment, like in the specials, but not like this. Yes, it means you can explain why they have aged easier, but the Doctor is an alien, and 1 or 2 lines generally did the same job. The 10th Doctor in The End of Time Part 2, where he gives a speech about wanting to do so much more, and not wanting to go all sounds a bit silly now.
I can do so much more! So much more! But this is what I get. My reward. But it's not fair! I don't want to go.
With this bi-generation, the weight of the Doctor's death has been lost. The Pandorica Opens episode seems really silly now, which was about locking the Doctor away. Well, there are hundreds more. Good luck with that.
Ready for what?
Ready for you!
We will save the universe from you!
The Doctor will destroy the universe.
No.
It just messes up so many storylines and brings up the question, why did the other Doctors not get involved? Because this would change so many storylines going back, since it's retroactive, this change. Also, we would rather be watching David Tennant again or Matt Smith's Doctor. Hell, any old Doctor except Jodie Whittaker. Why would we want to follow the new one? I honestly think they should have copied the 3-episode master storyline that started in Utopia even more and had all 3 episodes devoted to the Toymaker, as he was the most interesting part of the 3 and a great villain to latch onto. With him being the reason that David Tennant came back, you could have had the first episode once again having the Doctor arrive on a planet not knowing what's going on. With the Toymaker's game already in play, you could have go with the Doctor is unknowingly befriending his enemy and helping their plans, believing he is doing good, when in fact dooming the player to lose the game. Then the next episode could have been the Doctor confronting the Toymaker, with the Toymaker then saying they don't have enough players for this game and dragging in previous Doctors like Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi, even bringing in old companions who may be dead over the last 2 episodes, or the Doctor joining in games trying to stop the Toymaker, travelling through time and space to different worlds as he plays games against other species, and the Doctor joining partway through to help them, but with the Toymaker leaving before the Doctor can challenge him himself. As the specials are meant to be a celebration of Doctor Who, like the 50th anniversary, these episodes don't have that feeling. If you ignore the interesting parts with the Toymaker, the episode was bad. When you think about it, from a lore perspective, it's world-breaking, in line with the Timeless Child, where the Doctor now has seemingly infinite regenerations and William Hartnell is not the first Doctor. They are the source of the Time Lord race, essentially their god. And since the Time Lords are a created race from the Doctor, at any time he could recreate what Tech-Tiyun did, so him constantly pining and going on about him being the last one, he could change at any time. People hate this, and the bi-generation has just been tacked onto it to make it worse. I can only see more changes, rewrites, alterations and reboots in the future to muddy the waters even more. These 3 60th anniversary specials are different degrees of bad, all damaging the legacy of the 10th and all the other Doctors who have came before. With the Wild Blue Yonder at best being average, the hope is over and Doctor Who as I remembered it died. With Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi, while it was good at times, there was a dip in quality in the end, and it should have ended after his run, to let the franchise sit and nostalgia grow, to bring back the series 10 or so years later, when people would have been hungry for more, instead of running Doctor Who into the ground and squeezing every last drop of the things we liked out of it. They can no longer bait me into watching more of it, in the hope that something great will happen again, until the Timeless Child is gone, and the bi-generation is no longer a thing, that ruins all old Doctor Who. I will take it that the Doctor ended with the 12th, so I can enjoy all the great episodes that have made this a beloved household name. Thank you for watching, please like and subscribe for more.
I thought if you could hear me, I could hang on somehow. Silly me. Silly old Doctor. I don't belong here anymore.